It's another Sunday afternoon and time for your dose of Strangely Dazed. I'm Brian, aka the Not So Slim Shady. As always, by my side is
Maury. That's right, the devil on his shoulder, the evil twin, the thorn on his side, the bubble on your pepperoni pizza.
The bubble on a lot of things.
Fuck you too, dude. Fuck you too. Alright, so today we're talking about shit that happens in RPs that just shouldn't happen. You know, we've all had bad RPers or bad DMs. We're going to be talking about them today.
And some of the stuff while we were coming up with it just rang way too true.
It's not my fault that you do it.
Yeah, well, it's not our fault that we're both geeks on this account.
No, I said that you do it. I didn't say anything about being geeky. But yeah, no, some of the stuff rang way too true for us from personal experience.
Alright. I'll get this started off.
Okay.
Taking in character stuff way too personally.
Oh, true.
Someone who basically is taking what your... I've seen friendships literally come to blows because of this. Someone says something and someone takes it completely the wrong way. Someone says something in character and it just goes completely south. You have to realize when dealing with roleplay games, dealing with any sort of game, that you're playing a character. Fictional character.
You know, I've seen you have trouble with this too, man.
It can be hard.
Yeah. No. I've seen you really have trouble with this, Mr. Bang Bang the Kill 'Em All.
That's a later subject, dude. Later subject.
I'm just saying, Tom's critiqued you on it. I've seen you go off on it. Hey, Tom. Thanks for this advertise online, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but there are...
By the way, we're crashing at your place for DragonCon. Thought we'd let you know now.
2013. You have a year to get the place ready for us. The whole thing though is you're dealing with a situation that's fictional. When you get in character and you're talking in character, don't take what someone says as a personal assault or a personal affront to you.
Well, you can do it, but it's kind of annoying to the rest of us, and it's kind of annoying to the DM. I can't count how many times I've seen a DM go off on someone because, I don't know, in character, I pick up a buffer. Yes, I knew, in character, it's a sword, not a buffer. Sword, sorry. And I look at Brian, and I go, ha! No, I cut your hands! And Brian gets all pissy going, no! And then that translates over into real life, and shit hits a fan, and someone needs to be hospitalized. And then I'm looking at a medical bill.
Oh,
is that your computer beeping?
No, that's my phone.
Really? We're recording and you have your phone going.
It's because my phone's dying.
Well, good. We're recording. It should be dead. Try us while he plays with his phone.
Okay.
You got pool in there? You can play on the pool.
Okay.
But yeah. So, continuing on with the idea of buffers. Next up on the contest, rhino hiding. Don't laugh, you've done it.
Less than you.
Much respect as I have for the woman. Jay is the biggest badass I've ever seen out there in the field. I'm not saying biggest isn't a crack, it's just she's that sheer badassery.
Yeah, she's cocked me upside the head, and I've nearly gone unconscious. It's bad.
But yeah, oh, you know when she hits you upside the head, she gets mean too. It's like me hitting you upside the head. I don't mean to do it.
Absolutely, no. I'm just saying it goes to strength.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But now, for rhino hide, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's, let's say I hit Brian with this buffer again. Do me a favor, don't block. Now, hitting him with the buffer, he can rhino hide, which means I'm not going to do it hard, I promise. Go ahead, call light.
Light.
Now, if I did that hard enough to knock the wind out of him and he called light, that's rhino hiding. That pisses me off. Because if I've knocked the wind out of you, or if I've got you on your knees and you call light, I'm gonna hit you harder next time.
Eventually he'll hit you hard enough so that he breaks your arm.
I think I've come close to doing that with you.
Thank God. No.
You know what? It's not my fault that Tom said, sure, use the book.
I knew right away that that was not going to work.
Yes. When we first started LARPing and using buffers, we were using PVC pipe without any padding. This is a stupid idea by itself.
This is a good way to lose an eye. Tom almost found this out.
Not my fault that you sharpened that PVC pipe. But we were running short on PVC. I have a boken now. A boken, for those of you who don't know, is a wooden practice sword used for practicing swordsmanship movements. Movements because if you get hit with it, it will break bones. I was told to feel free to use that in the fight.
As soon as everyone saw this, we all went, you know, maybe it's not okay to use.
No. You went, maybe it's not okay to use. I went, are you sure it's okay to use? And Tom said, yes.
Worst day of my life.
Now, the worst day of your life was when you jumped on the boffer and caught the nut shot.
I didn't jump on it. It lifted me off the ground.
It's PVC and foam. How did it lift you off the ground?
Believe me, you get hit hard enough, it will lift you off the ground.
Okay, fine. It lifted you off the ground. But anyways, next up on the list.
Taking out of character information and using it in-game. This is an annoyance to me beyond epic proportions. If there is something that happens and you're not around, but someone fills you in on what happened out of character, guess what? Your character still doesn't know it!
You're switching to decaf.
I'm sorry, but it ticks me off. Your character does not know stuff that he has not experienced.
I'm just saying, it's mellow out. Calm down. Take a breather. Picture yourself in a nice, tranquil forest. You're sitting by a stream. It's a babbling brook. There's water going over the rocks. Everything's so calm, so peaceful. There are little bubbles coming up from the stream. And those bubbles are coming out of whoever's head you're holding under the water. Don't you feel calmer now? But anyway, yeah. No, you cannot use in-character, or, pardon me, out-of-character information in character. Like, for instance, out of character, I realize that I'm aware that Brian's Bang Bang McKillemall's character's skin is bulletproof. So shooting him probably won't do much damn good. Which really, that leads us into God modding and power gaming later on, but still, shooting him probably won't do all that much good. I know this out of character. In character, that wouldn't stop me from pulling out a 9mm and trying to empty a few rounds into him. Or, let's say, I'm playing a human, he's playing a vampire. In character, I might not know that he's playing a vampire and look at him and go, wow, he's really pale, but he's a human.
Maybe he's Irish.
No. Pale flesh, really cold, eats the flesh of others. Canadian.
or a subset of Alaskan. Just so that we're clear, we're covering people from the USA too. Maybe they're Sarah Palin.
No, that would be Milfy, Alaska.
I thought it would be Airhead, Alaska.
Most can be Airheads. You're saying that you wouldn't fuck Sarah Palin.
You're putting me on the spot and on YouTube. I will not answer this question under the guards that it may incriminate myself.
I'm just saying, is she attractive?
Yes.
Alright. And considering the fact that she's attractive, if she kept her mouth shut, would you fuck her?
Once again, I don't think this is the forum for that. Let's continue on.
Look, if you like guys, that's fine with me. Just remember, this isn't a date.
Next on the list, please.
Next on the list is God modding. We've all seen God modders. You know, the DMs who have a carefully planned track of what they want done, but God forbid you vary from it. Or another personal favorite that works along with that is the role player who firmly believes that his +3 dagger against stupidity should work in every situation and will argue for it in every situation. It's just, stop God modding, alright? Do you have any ideas how much I cut back characters in mine for RPs? If I pulled in all the in-canon shit I've done beforehand, I'd have some gods on my hands.
And not to mention this, but it's okay to, as a DM, to carefully lay a path for the other person.
But realize that we're gonna piss on it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Hell yes. A good DM should be a lot like a rubber band, can stretch. In fact, you know what? Not even a rubber band, because rubber bands, you know.
Oh, wait. So you're saying a good DM should be like a twat?
Again, wrong forum.
I'm just saying they're stretchy. They make people happy.
The other analogy that I was going to use was really firm Jell-O. It has give to it. It flexes in all the right places. You can augment its shape.
So a pussy. I mean, you can't really augment the shape, but yeah. Well, you kind of can.
You know, this is going to be viewed by people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some of them not of age, and you're.
It's not like I'm holding up a picture of one.
Yes.
I'm not giving sex ed.
Yes, but your subject of talk is getting racy.
No, it's getting risque.
Whatever. Let's continue on, shall we?
Sure. Where were we?
Munchkin gaming, which goes hand in hand with God modding.
Alright, power gaming.
Yes, the Munchkin gamers. The people who believe that they...
We need to clarify that we're not talking about Munchkin the card game.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, Munchkin gamers are these a-holes that they believe that even though it's a non-competitive game, even though you're working together, they still want more kills than everyone else. They want to win.
Oh, I enjoy having a high kill ratio, but I'm not a Munchkin gamer.
No, you enjoy having a high kill ratio. Everyone enjoys having a high kill ratio, unless that's against your character. But I'm talking about these guys that will subvert from the story just to kill a bunch of people.
Again, it should be clarified that we're both fans of the Munchkin card game here. It's just, really, don't fucking power game. Like, for instance, I won't go into details about which game it is, but I created a character, and a DM of mine voiced his opinion that the character might be open to power gaming if certain things were to happen. Now, I respect this GM incredibly. He's a wonderful person, and if you're watching this, shut it. I want you to know how much I enjoy the game. But power gaming, like what he's worried about, is what we're talking about when we say Munchkin gaming. If you don't believe it, Google it, go on Wikipedia. God, I hope I kill Wikipedia's page hits for that, I really do. That'd be so nice. You should go there 50 times a day. You should watch this video 50 times a day. Really?
Please watch this video 50 times a day, please.
Yeah, and you said I was kissing ass earlier?
I'm begging. There's a difference.
I'm not kissing ass and I wasn't begging. I was being honest.
I can beg. If I want people to watch this...
On your knees, bitch.
And you said this wasn't a date.
No, it isn't.
Then I'm not getting on my knees.
Anyway, so continuing
I broke
on.
Mike.
So continuing on, dude. Alright. Next up. in text-based RPs. Please, for the love of God, no 2-line posts. I understand if you don't have that much to say, but that's when you tack on details. Secondly, don't make me wait half an hour for a post, unless something really important is going on, like you're moving, or
the
you
house
have
is
unexpected
on fire.
company, or something's going on. If it's just that you get wrapped up in watching a TV show, it's gonna be kind of hurt that you couldn't quite tell me that you're watching a show, and, you know, that I might have to wait until it's over. Also on that vein, grammar and spell checking. I realize that my grammar isn't always perfect. I know that my spelling isn't always perfect. Trust me, I'm aware of this. But I've seen people post a paragraph or two and only use 1 or 2 periods in that entire paragraph or two.
Well, not only that, but I've seen people who don't space after their periods. I'm beginning to think that the person is talking like the frickin' Micro Machine Man.
Another thing that pisses me off is people who use internet speak in their posts.
Oh, like the letters R-U instead of the words A-R-E-Y-O-U?
Or, like, instead of typing out that they're laughing, they type LOL. Literally, one person I RP'd with the other day, and I don't know if he's just new to RPing or what it is, couldn't even be bothered to take the time to spell the word bad. B-A-D. No. He had to only type in the letter B. It took me 3 minutes to figure out what the hell he meant.
At that point, shorthand is not good.
No. I get that you might be new to RPing. I do. I really do. But if you're new to it, let people know and sit back and watch. I don't think it's that hard to do.
It's not.
No. Like, take Brian. Sometimes he sits back and watches, and he's been RPing for how many years?
Since 1997.
Yeah. I've been RPing since I was 15, so it's 2 years longer than you. And still, I'll sit back and watch how a group works before I jump in. You know, I actually got asked the other day what posting order was in a text-based RP. For those of you who don't know, if you don't play text-based RPs, let's say that you're role-playing with myself, and Brian's role-playing with us, and we're in a text-based RP. You post first. I post second. He posts third. That's the post order. You don't fuck with the post order. Just saying. Because if you fuck with the post order, I'm gonna have to beat him with a buffer, and then he's gonna cry, and I'm gonna cry, and we're all gonna cry together.
Please don't make us cry together. I can hardly stand him.
And yet you work with me.
I know. Go figure. Anyhow, next on the list, rule mongers. Oh, these people. These people who and typically it's DMs, it can also be players who like to infuse the rules into every little minute detail that they need.
Oh, look, I'm kind of on the fence about this because rules are there for a reason in game, but at the same point in time...
Don't let the rules get in the way of a good story, though.
No, I'm not saying let them get in the way of a good story, but rules are there for a reason. Like, let's say hypothetically, you're playing Vampire the Masquerade, okay?
Alright.
And I'm playing as Malkavian, you're playing as a Bruja, and I decide that I want to use some form of mind control on you. Your Bruja decides not to react. Even if it's something that would clearly hit your Bruja, because, you know...
I can absolutely see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can absolutely see infusing the rules to that. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at, in a story situation, you force the rules into play.
Brian speaks, take two.
In a ruled situation, you're...
In a ruled situation, you are.
enforcing the rules into the situation where they don't need to be.
So, in other words, give an example.
Like, you and I have a bunch of exposition going on, bunch of exposition going on, bunch of exposition going on. Nothing's really happening, and then one of us says something, and roll an intelligence check to see if you guys know what's going on.
Okay.
We know what we're saying. We're each comprehending what the other is saying.
Are we really?
I don't know at this point.
Okay.
Not right now, anyway.
But yeah, see, this is one thing where I kind of differ, because honestly, rules are there for a reason. They make the game more challenging because you have to work within the rules. If you're not working within the rules, it's kind of fucked up. Like, for instance, I'll be honest, I might not need an intelligence check to ask you what your dog's name is, and understand your response on it. But, let's say hypothetically we're talking about nuclear physics, roll the fucking intelligence check.
All you're saying sounds like gibberish to me.
Okay, I'm gonna go fuck your girlfriend.
I don't have one.
But yeah, now. Continuing on. People who RP the same type of character over and over and over and over.
I resemble that remark.
Yes, you do, Bang Bang McTomal.
You know, and I can understand, and see, this is where I differ, because sometimes you get comfortable with a certain type of character, and you don't want to divert from that. I, however, have diverted on occasion from my normal type of character base. However, my characters normally have a passion for guns.
See, I like playing a wide variety of characters because, number one, it makes it a challenge for me at first. Number two, it gives me insights to what that character's thinking, how they feel, what they're doing, and why he's yawning. Really, dear God, man.
I'm sorry, what you're saying was boring the shit out of me.
What the hell's wrong with playing a difference?
I've heard
it's challenging. It's more challenging than going, kill.
Again, true that. I'm not going to disagree with you.
What fun is it to play Wolverine or Sabretooth without periodically playing someone like Professor Xavier?
Playing Professor Xavier sucks.
How the fucking hell? He's like the second most powerful telepath in the world.
Yes, but you never get to leave that fucking chair.
Yes, but you're the second most powerful telepath in the world.
I still say it's outweighed by the fact that you can't leave the chair.
I still say you can't decide whether you'd fuck Lindsay Lohan at the age of 16 or at the age of 32. That made him go quiet.
Yes, because one's illegal and the other's just
When in doubt, pick the one that's legal.
When in doubt, I choose option C, none of the above, and walk away.
But anyway, no. It's just, if you're not willing to challenge yourself as an RPer, something's wrong here. Like, I know some people who are women in real life and they play men. I know some men in real life who play women, and they do it to challenge themselves.
Again, sorry for yawning.
God, I bought you caffeine, can't you? What the hell?
I've used it. It's just not taking time to kick in. Give me some.
You looked it. It's now 4 o'clock. You slept until 10.
Let's move on.
But yeah, okay. What was next on your list?
People who make totally confrontational characters. No matter what, they want to fight with anyone, any place, anytime. It's ridiculous when we're trying to tell a story or get from point A to point B, and we can't go 20 minutes without you challenging someone to a fight or pushing around someone in the group. Stop it. Stop it right now. Move along and let things happen.
See, I don't know. I enjoy combat and RP. I really do. Like, for instance, it's part of why I liked Fable. Because in Fable, you can go off on someone with no real direct problems. Yes, I am asshole enough to slaughter a village, buy up the houses, and then rent them out. But, yeah, there's a difference in letting combat get in the way of a really good plotline. Combat is part of a plotline, that's great. Combat instead of a plotline, not so much.
Well, and another thing with the totally confrontational characters, I'm talking about these guys who are in the group and think that their way is the right way. You know,
everyone thinks that their way is the right way.
Yes, but they won't accept any ideas from anyone else. They won't allow anyone else to help. No, my way is right, your way is wrong. Screw you. Unless you're agreeing with them, you're not smart.
See, that's when you learn the delicate art of compromise.
I've role-played with people, though, who compromise very rarely.
And compromise, diplomacy, it works. But, moving on, bad cosplay. Should not happen. If you're a 50-year-old man, you have no reason to dress up like Sailor Moon.
No.
And a personal work of mine along with this is non-period cosplay. I get that if you're doing an anime or fantasy character, it happens. But does it have to be non-period if you're trying to go for something that is period? You've seen me off on people on Dagger here before this.
Oh yes.
Like, for instance, a short while ago, I was at Dagger here, and cosplays become an issue from time to time. And I brought it up. And I said, well, I can't really go off on anyone about it today because I'm wearing blue jeans, which are clearly non-period for Middle Ages. I actually had someone look at me, not naming names, and say I hadn't even noticed. But anyway, I gave you an open shot at irony, and you're either really nice or you just okay.
Or maybe they just don't look down at you. Unless they're tall, unless they're only waist high, they look at you in the face.
I should hope they weren't looking at me like that because they have a nice piece of tail with them that day.
Hey.
But that's just me.
Yeah,
Anyways, you want to give your PSA now? Maybe it's time to mellow off about it?
Yes. Okay. Today Mike and I experienced something. Excuse me, Kimura and I experienced something that.
You're gonna stab you for that one later.
That you really shouldn't happen. I know I'm not a parent, but
clearly.
But here's my advice to some parents out there. Allowing your kids to play next to a busy highway.
It's not a highway, it's an ill-defined trail.
It's a route.
Doesn't matter.
It has a number. Allowing your kids to play on the side of the road with their bikes where cars come at over 50 miles an hour is wrong.
Shut up.
You're asking for your kids to turn into little speed bumps.
Which really, I don't mind. What the heck you got there? What the heck are those things? That would be Brian's landlord.
I think it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah, so do I. Alright. I'll get up there and do the wonderful thing with the camera cloth hitting the off button, which you need to learn how to do. Pete, you're a dick.
And this has been another